Today we are going to go, as we continue on in the Haggadah, the next part is the part of Avadim Hayinu, which is the answer to the Manishtana. The Manishtana asks 4 questions. Summarizing questions is, why do we do some things which are showing representing of slavery, and certain things which show freedom. So the Avadim Hayinu, the answer is, we start off that we used to be slaves in Egypt and Hashem went and saved us. So we do certain things to show our slavery and certain things to show our freedom. But the paragraph ends off with a very interesting statement. It says, even if we're all wise people, we understand, we know the whole Torah. Still, mitzvah aleinu l'sapeh yetzias mitzrayim. It's a mitzvah, it's commanded upon us to go and talk about the story of when we left Egypt. And whoever elaborates in talking about the story of leaving Egypt, they are praiseworthy. The question arises, why, if we already know the whole story, why do we repeat it year after year? I know the story, I know the questions, I know the answers. Why am I repeating it again? To bring this out, I read a story from Rabbi Auerbach when he was a young child. His father, after the Seder, for Shachris the next morning, he took him to the Kaisel to go and daven Shachris. On the way, they met Rabbi Chaim, who was the Rabbi of Yerushalayim at that point, and he asked the young Shlomo Zalman, "Did you say the Manishtana last night?" He answered in the affirmative. Of course. He said, "But why do you have to ask? Last year you asked the same questions, you got the same answer. Didn't you know the answer already? Why do you ask it again?" So Shlomo Zalman didn't know any answer and he started crying. Trying to think, well, you're right. What am I doing? I did it the last year, I'm doing it again. Why am I gaining more this year than last year? So to understand this, I saw from Shimshon Pinkus that he goes to explain that a person, he's 5 years old, he has a certain intellectual level. The next year when he grows older, intellectually he also grew. Besides for physically, his intellect grew too. So just because last year he went and said the Manishtana and he understood the answer of Avadim Hayinu, he understood that on a 5-year-old level. This year he's 6 years old. He has more understanding, he understands it on a deeper level. So that's the reason we do it every year. Every year we are growing intellectually, through our learning we grow. So now the time comes to go and talk about when we left Egypt, so we have to go and understand it also on a deeper level. That's the purpose of every year repeating the questions and answers of the Haggadah.